Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Belinda here from Visualized NZ. I'm doing something a little different today. I'm doing more of an arty type collage video, so hopefully you'll join me for some fun. I would love it if you grabbed your collage stuff and played along with me too. I've got husband home again sick, so if he happens to walk back through or anything, then just a warning that probably will happen. I am working today on my playing card collages. If you don't follow me on Instagram or you've missed them, I'm doing 50 prompts and doing them onto playing cards. The prompts come from Margarete Miller. She's got a set of 50 prompt cards available on her website to purchase, and I'm choosing to do the prompts on playing cards. I do believe her prompt cards are about postcard size. But I've chosen to challenge myself to do little mini collages on these cards. So I'll show you these ones that I've done already. This is, I'm just looking at my list to make sure I get the right prompt. This was a magazine image, and I use mostly magazines for my collages. I'll just lift it up so you can see it. So this beautiful unicorn drew me to that, and I wanted to use the unicorn, and then just other elements and one of my words for that one. This one was playing card, so because I'm doing them on playing cards, I cut out the king from another card and stuck it onto this ace card, and then gave him a fresh crown, which is a diamond ring out of a magazine. So that's that one. And then this one is something shiny, so I actually put lots of shiny things on there. I started off, what did I start off with this one? I think it was these wine streams, like they've been poured out of a glass, and I really like those. And then just layered up lots of different elements for a fun shiny effect. And I backed it with some just vintage papers. And then this one is transportation. So I saw this image of the hot air balloon and really wanted to run with that. And then I just found some other elements to go with it. And then my phrase here from my Vertical Words Plus kit just really seemed to fit with the imagery going on. So that's, I've done 4 out of 50. So I thought I'd hop on today and do some more as a nice light sort of video for a Friday. Hopefully, get my words out, hopefully it's something you will enjoy. And as I said, I'd love if you collaged along with me. So I'm going to grab my glue book, and some elements I've already fussy cut and arranged and sort of worked out composition to make it a little quicker, and some I haven't. So there is probably going to be a bit of fussy cutting involved during the video, quite a bit of gluing of course, because we are doing, actually I need to really work out how long I need that. Yeah, I can't even remember what I was saying now since I cut myself off. Anyway, that might come back to me. Yeah, so hopefully you enjoy it. I'm starting here with just a strip of paint samples, I guess you could say, out of a painting magazine, just down the side of the page. I really love these paint elements. The wee circles that you get, these little swatches sideways, they're just a lot of fun and pretty colours, and I love colour. So I'm just laying that down first, and I found this pair of lips which I thought I need to use. Now I'm just going to, I do in this composition have a blank space at the top, so I'm going to put this other bit along the side to cover that blank space. Now when I'm doing these, I don't worry too much about blank space on the playing card, because anything that's blank is going to be minimal. But I just like the idea of having that colour. In fact, the playing card one, I deliberately left this bit blank so you could see the playing card underneath. Right, now I'm going to glue my lips on. I thought they were quite fun, again out of a magazine. And the prompt I'm working on here, sorry I didn't say, this one is a person. So, and I don't know why the lips, I liked the illustration, so I'm popping them on. Like so. Just because I think they're fun. Oops, keeps sticking. I need to trim off a bit so I can kind of see how I'm going, making sure I'm getting things within the card outline. So I'll just, oops, the paper's got glue on, so I'm having trouble getting it off my scissors and then off my fingers to put it in the rubbish. I like how easy it is to trim around the cards too, because it's a nice firm edge to cut against. So there's probably a bit of glare because the cards themselves are shiny, and I apologize for that if it's interfering with what you can see. But once I get them covered up, it shouldn't be as bad. A lot of the magazine images, of course, have a shine to them as well. Oops, come on, get round the corner there. Right, that seemed to be a mission and a half, but it's real life. That's how it goes. Okay, now I found this image, and this is the first thing I found for this collage, this magazine image of Jackie Onassis, and I thought that was fun. So I'm going to chop off part of her arm and part of her body, because I really like if I put her to the side there, and then we can see those lips in behind. Really, really like that. Just going to chop out my glue page because it's already been well used. And I'm just trimming up here roughly where I know I won't be gluing that part of her on. Oops, and I just ripped her. Oh dear. It happens. Particularly with this type of paper that's very, very thin paper, and it's quite an old magazine. So it will be fine. There will be a slight white line where it's been torn, but it will be okay. Here we go. Sorry about that, Jackie. Fancy tearing her in half. Hope it didn't hurt too much. Right, just trim off that excess again. And I'm thinking I could actually cover up that tear if I could find an appropriate bit of jewellery to add in around her neck or something, or a scarf or something. So I will not do that now, but I'll keep it in mind as I'm going through various collaging materials. If I see something that might work, then I can cover her little oops, or my little oops. Okay, and I do like to distress around these cards. I don't know why, I just started doing it, so I'm going to do them all distressed, just so they're all sort of tied together. And there's my person one. So note to self, look for something that might cover up that tear, although it's not hugely noticeable. I would certainly know it's there though. So there, we've got another one done. Number 5. It's not prompt number 5, but it's number 5 of what I have managed to do. Right, so the next one I picked out some pieces for, and I've got kind of less of an idea on where I'm going with this. I'm just going to pause you for a second. Sorry, I just put you on pause because my husband was coming through, so I thought it was easier just to eliminate that distraction for us all. So as I was saying, I've got less of an idea of where I'm going with this one. I've picked out some elements, but not entirely positive on the arrangement or how it's going to work. And the prompt for this one is a door or window. So I found this really sweet little image of a bunny coming out of its hutch, and there's a door on the hutch. So I thought that would be my door. I didn't want to go for something too obvious. I was trying to find something that was unexpected for the prompt. Just because, you know. Also, I'm working on a very small scale, so a lot of images of doors and windows are quite large and hard to find one that isn't sort of obscured by something else. but I really like this wee bunny image, and it's out of a children's storybook. So I'm starting with just a bit of, oops, if I get it on straight, slide it up, just a bit of background from, I think from these images of the fruit. So I've got some apples and pears, and they were in a cuisine magazine on a 3-tier stand, and somebody had already cut out the bottom one, not me. And I thought I could pop these somehow along the edges, and I don't know, just random. This is actually quite random, but I wanted some green was my desire, and I found these and I thought, well, they can be my green. Hopefully this is not just sort of filling time for you, but hopefully it helps perhaps with your own collage or some ideas or something, or inspires you to give it a go. I know some of my subscribers are into art collage, and some aren't, so hopefully you enjoy this. It's just nice to do something a bit different for a Friday. Right, that one there, and put the pears. It's interesting because when I was playing with the composition, I actually had these round the other way, but I'm quite enjoying the leaves at the top here, so I'm glad I just put them down the opposite way to what I was intending. So this bit's easy because I've kind of already worked this out, but I'm just not quite sure how I'm going to finish this one off. I think I want some of that. I think it's a Feijoa at the top. Either that or it's a very small pear. It doesn't look like a pear. Let's go with something like that. And then my wee bunny and his cage with the bunny cage door, which is super cute. And I think we'll just pop him there. So it's not something I've done before. I haven't really done art collage on film, and normally I spend quite a bit of time sort of rifling through books and magazines looking for images. So I had to be a bit prepared for this one and do some ahead of time, all the while realizing it's probably helpful for you to see the process of me looking for things and choosing, but aware that that takes a lot of time. So, you know, I'm trying to just go with it. Now I've got this other wee bunny. Originally in the picture it was kind of sitting there, and I thought, oh, I want to bring him in somewhere, and I thought maybe I'll just sit him on top of the cage maybe, or out the back. I've also got completely random, this girl on a swing. Very tiny little image out of a Flow magazine, and I thought, I wonder if I just have her totally out of scale, and that doesn't bother me at all. I think it's quite fun and whimsical that she's not to scale. Yeah, if I put her there and then bunny down the bottom, it's almost like she could be a wee fairy playing with the bunnies. I think it actually makes more sense to have her on this side. And I need to trim off that edge so I don't actually glue her off the edge of the card, so I can see what I'm doing. So I'll just trim that bit for now. Have a look. Yep, I think that's quite cool. Yeah, she can be a wee fairy, playing with her friends the bunnies in the fruit orchard. So making up a wee story, which Sometimes I do, and a lot of the time I don't, but it's quite fun when you do come up with a wee story of what's going on. And you wee bunny, shall I put you up there? No, I think you need to go down the bottom. And so again, I'm just going to trim this off to make sure I don't glue the bunny off the page or off the card. Trim around the edge. And I might as well do this bit as well. Might as well do it all now actually. It's done. So when I cut out my images, I often leave excess, particularly when working with a small bit like this, but even larger ones. Initially leave extra so I can have a bit of leeway in where I position it. Oops. Bit fragments of paper stuck to my fingers now because they're all got glue on. Get off of there. Ah, annoying. How about if I stick you there and get rid of you? Right. So if I had cut these shorter, then I would have less play, I guess, and where I could position her. Right, put you down there, wee bunny. Because you are cute. And this is the first one in the series that I've actually done landscape orientation. All the rest are portrait. But this cage just didn't feel right to me put across this way. It did fit, but it just didn't feel right to me. It's like it had no space to breathe. So I thought, well, I'll flip this one round. Now I'm kind of wondering whether I need something up here. I haven't got anything pulled out. I know, I wish you could tell me if you had any ideas for what I could put there. I'm wondering about a word actually. Sorry, I'm just reaching under the camera to grab my tin of words and seeing if something might work. These are vertical words and it probably would suit a horizontal word better. Or it definitely would. That's a bit big really. Relax, no, reject that one. Imagine would be really cool, but I would need it, I definitely need it to be horizontal. So I don't think I'm going to have much luck in my wee tin of my words. I need to work on some horizontal words as well and do a kit of those. Yeah, they're all vertical. No. Okay, so they're not going to work. I do have some stamped words, so I'll just pull those out and see what we can find in here that might work. Let's have a look. Doesn't need to be a big word. Yeah. Hugs, no, not really. Not really the white. Serenity. Serenity might work. Seems like a very peaceful sort of situation, doesn't it? A fairy and her bunnies having some fun in the orchard. Feeling like there needs to be something in the middle there. It's a bit plain here, and I don't think the word's completely resolving it. But my brain's gone on holiday. It's like I have no idea what I could fit in there. But the beauty of collages is you don't have to finish them off all at once. You can leave gaps and come back to it when you find the right thing. Like the piece that I think I will need to fix Jackie's tear on her body. You know, you can come back to these. You can fiddle with them, add things, cover things over if you decide you don't like how it sits. It's not like do it and move on and you can never touch it again. Totally not. You can come back and play. So all distress around it. Not so visible on some of this, but that's okay. And it does show on the shiny paper, but I have a feeling it may rub off over time, but that's okay. So I'm calling it done for now, unless I can find something to sit in above the cage in here. But otherwise I'm happy with it. So there we go, we'll call that one done. I'll just pop my words aside so I'm not cluttering up my desk too much. Right, and the next one I thought I'd work on, so that last one was door or window. So this one is, I'm just looking, children's story illustration. So this one would have actually worked for that as well, because this is out of a storybook. And out of the same storybook, I have taken an illustration for the prompt children's story illustration. And a lot of the images are way too large for the playing card. But I found this really sweet black and white image of a cat with an easel. And super cute. And it does fit. I will need to trim off a little bit. I could fit it totally on. And maybe I will. I think it's cute, but I need some other elements, and I've got no other elements pulled out to put on this one. Because it's black and white, I think I could add some colour in the background. So I need to think what I can use to do that with. So I've got a magazine style paper here that comes out in our region once a month. And it's one I haven't looked through before, so I don't know if I'll find anything, but it's got nice matte paper and usually got some lovely images in it. And you probably can't see it all because it's quite tall. So I'm just having a look and seeing what might take my fancy to put behind the pussycat, and that will make kind of sense. Oh, there's a garden here. What about a garden? Yep, I quite like the garden. Let's go for a bit of garden. This is annoying me because it's got a fold down it that keeps wanting to move. Right, so I'll just check the back. Yep, nothing on the back that I'm more interested in. So this will bring in a bit of colour. And I'm eyeing up what else is on the page to see if anything will suit my last one. Don't think so. I'll just pop that aside for now. And it's not quite tall enough. But that's okay. We can find something else to go at the top. Take off that bit of white as well. Whoops, kind of. We sliver there. So if I put that down there, find something else for the top there. And our wee pussycat, I think he stands out, or she stands out quite nicely against the background, and needs something for the top. So what can we put up the top? Let's go back to this paper and keep looking, see what we can find. Oops. I have to grab something else out. There's a cute little lamb toy. Nothing's speaking to me so far. Lots and lots of ads. Okay. No, nothing else in there speaking to me. So I'm going to, I've already flicked through this morning. I'm thinking I might go for something else. This is a Flow magazine. Although I wonder how that would look. I'll just grab a strip of that and have a look. I don't know whether it will work, but it's kind of not what I was thinking, but I think I could probably find something better. Let's see what else we've got. Sorry, just reaching behind me from my pile of magazines and things. So this is a Frankie magazine. Actually, that could work. Or those. I like these images. They're really cool, and I do think I will use them somehow. But I can spare a bit off the top of one, I think, and hopefully this will look okay. I'm just going to chuck a card in there so I can work this in case I want to keep looking. I was thinking sort of some sort of sky at the top, and this is actually mountains with snow on. Thought that could be. No, I don't actually like it. I think I want something that's got some shape on it so it comes down over the garden scene. That's what I think I need, and I haven't really got the ability to give shape to that. So let's have another look. Hopefully this is okay. I realise that you're just sitting there watching me flick through a magazine, which possibly is not too exciting. But this is part of collaging, you know, it's the hunt, the search for things that are going to work, the trial and error. It doesn't all just appear on your desk and you pop it down and you're away. Like, you've actually got to put a bit of time into this process. And that's something I look, going backwards and forwards over magazines. I really enjoy the process. It can get a little frustrating when you can't find the right thing. But then when you do, it's just super exciting. That's interesting. There's some carrots up here. I wonder whether one of those might work on my bunnies. I'm just going to tear those out and I'll try them later. I think they're earrings or something. Don't know that I would wear earrings that are shaped like carrots, but you know, different people, different strokes. Oops, come on, come out of there. Right, put those aside. And here's a chain. Actually, now I'm finding bits from my others. I wonder if that chain would work on Jackie. Might not be wide enough, but I'm just going to grab that out. It looks like some sort of brooch or something. Poodle pin it's called, with a wee chain on it. So I'll pull that one out and see if it will work on Jackie. Oh, there's some pretty colours there in the background. That might have been a better background actually. Shall we try that one? Let's just try that as a background. I'm going to take the whole page, and then it might resolve the issue I'm having. So this is where it's good to not glue things down too quickly, so you can change your mind. Very, very useful to be able to change your mind. And this has got sky already. So I'm going to cut out a section. And it's got some pretty colour, and it's out of focus, so that might be nice too, and make the pussycat stand out even more than it does on the other one. So let's see. We popped. Well, actually I like the colour better on this side, so I'll make sure that side goes down. The card goes to about there. Oh yes, I like that. That's way better. So this time I'm going to put the glue on my card and then going to glue it on the back of this. That's quite a cool pattern too. I think putting it on the card, because I'm covering the whole card with it, is easier. And then when I trim the edges, I'm not going to have a whole heap of glue. Just make sure I get it in the right corner for what I wanted. And yep. Make sure I've got some sky in there. Just a little bit, that's fine. It's just so it wasn't so edgy, too many edges. The edges were bothering me on my last arrangement, so this fixes that issue. Oops. And my cat, where did my cat just run away to? I just knocked my cat off. Hang on, I think I've got to pause you while I rescue it. Hang on. Sorry about that. My cat had actually grown wings and flown right under my desk and out the other side. It took me a little bit to find him. He was playing hide and seek. Very playful kitty cat. Right, so now I've got my background glued down. I'll trim it out. So hopefully everyone's had a great week. Have you got any plans for the weekend? As hubby's home today, sick again. I don't think we've got many plans. Keep fairly quiet, I think. And just rest up. And I've got a perpetual headache at the moment, so obviously my body's not particularly happy either. Must be some sort of weird thing going around. Okay, that's super cute, but I feel like we need a collage that's more than just 2 elements. I have no idea what else to add. I'm thinking maybe, let me grab it. This is the paint magazine that I took the paint strips out of for that other one. Because he's a artist pussycat, maybe we can find something sort of paint related to go with him. Those colours are quite nice. And he's looking that direction. Yep, I'm going to do that. So I'm just going to take that whole strip. And these colours, to me, work quite nicely in with these ones, the greens and sort of browny orangey tones. And then we can put our pussycat there, and then he's like trying to choose what colours to use off of the colour palette. I think that's quite fun. Do I need the words in? I can get the words in. And it's got the name of the brand on, and that doesn't bother me. I don't know if that's a New Zealand specific brand or whether it's found in more countries. It's called Resine. So I am covering over a bit much of my background there, so maybe I don't worry about the words. Yeah, I don't want to cover over too much. Although, hang on, hold the phone. I should be doing this with my other scissors. It'd be a lot easier. My fussy cutting scissors. What if and I don't need to worry about getting those fussy cut, just the sides. What if I cut them out instead of gluing them on as is? and put them on individually. That could be an idea, couldn't it? And then I'll have bits of the background peeking through. So just give me a little bit of time to cut some of these out, and then I can choose which colours I want. I don't necessarily have to use all the ones that are in the strip. This one. Get over there, and let's go for a, oh, I do like this darker brown, espresso it's called. And I'm not actually fussy cutting them because it doesn't really matter. I'm just roughly cutting them. Then some greens would be good. Maybe if we got room for another green, let's go for it. Just fiddle with the positioning, we all can get them in. And then we can forget the blues, they can go on something else. Yep, and now I am thinking, I don't like the square end, and they might not end up visible, but I'm just going to give them a curly sort of end. Just to make it a bit more interesting, so when they are visible, that it's not just a straight edge. Make it a bit more fun. Just get rid of that white off of there. Right, I think that looks better. Right, I'm just going to glue those down. And probably vary how far in or out they come. Just making sure I get glue on all the bits that I'm putting on. And I'm going to start at the bottom and the top, so that I don't run out of room to put my last colour on, and then I can space them accordingly. So I've got 4 to go in the middle. Oops, got gluey fingers. So as I was saying before, yeah, what's your weekend shaping up to be like? It's been quite a quiet week here with hubby being sick, and it means I've been staying at home instead of going over to his work, which is fine. I probably would have stayed home this week anyway. I just didn't feel organised enough to take everything to do recording at his workplace. So I kind of think I would have been at home anyway. So that's fine. Hasn't bothered me too much. Just makes doing my videoing a little bit interesting when he's home, because I'm not used to recording with anybody else around. So I must admit, I do find it just off-putting, knowing that, you know, somebody could be there listening, which is utterly ridiculous when, like, you're all going to be listening to me. It's just one of those weird mental things, I guess. Right, and then we're going to stick Pussycat there. So he's busy thinking about what colour he's going to put on his canvas. So again, just a wee story. It kind of just works. Right, and I'm thinking possibly a word for this one as well. I'm going to try not to rip this image this time. It's quite old. Well, looks and feels old. I have actually no idea, because the book was one I found and some people that had moved out and they'd just left a whole lot of rubbish behind. Like, when I talk rubbish, like there were things that weren't rubbish as well, like clothes and TVs and sorts of stuff. They'd basically done a runner on the owner, on the landlord, and hadn't even taken the time to take all their stuff, and they were behind in their rent. So I also rented, my shop was from the same landlord, and so I asked if I could go through and see if there's anything I could use for my art, and they were more than happy with that. So I found this book, and I'll show it to you. It's got no cover, it's missing heaps and heaps of pages. That's where I've cut out this image from. It's got pencil scribbles through it, and in the middle it's got all these pages that have ripped out, and I think there's pages missing in the back. So I know the title, My Book of Kittens and Puppies, but I don't know any date or anything. But to me it looks old, and it's got super sweet illustrations. So that's where this pussycat came from, and I've got glue on that somewhere. It will dry, but I just don't like getting glue on everything, including my fingers. Right, so I actually glued that higher than what I was going to, wondering whether I need to put something else. I know what, if I can find it. On part of the book page from the bunnies, there was a mouse. I wonder if we could put the wee mouse down there. Let's do it. So the cat is distracted by choosing the colour and doesn't even see the wee mouse walking along the bottom of where he's working. And obviously I've chosen this cat to be a boy cat. No idea why. It just keeps saying him and he. So I was quite pleased. I wanted to keep this wee mouse, but it's good to use it because it's a little piece that would get lost. And I'm not going to bother about the whiskers. They're not very dark or visible, so I'm just cutting them off. Sorry, little mousey. You didn't need those, did you? Right. Tail's going to be interesting because it's a very small, narrow thing I'm cutting out. So I'll have to be careful not to rip that. I have no idea how long we've been going, or even if you're still watching, you might have completely got bored now and switched off, and that's okay. Right, to his little feet. Working with tiny images is something I enjoy, but it is very fiddly and very, very easy to make a wrong move with your scissors. Oops, sorry about that. My phone making tuneful noises. You can easily make a mistake with the scissors or with the glue and end up tearing or cutting a bit off that you need. Right, I'm just looking for a bit that's not too gluey so he doesn't adhere to my glue page. Try and give him the best opportunity of making it in one piece. Right. Yeah, and let's just pop him down there. I think that's cute, and his tail's crossing over the cat's paw. Do need to move him over a little bit so he's actually like he's holding on to the easel leg. Oops, sorry about that. It signals time to have my calcium supplement. So I'll do that in a second. Right, I think I'm going to call it a day at that. I'll give it its edging, distress ink, a bit more ink. So I've actually used 2 storybook images. So I think that prompt is met. So there we go. There's the other one. I think that's super cute. So we've got Jackie here with her tear, and I'm wondering, I'll just quickly do this because if I can finish her off as well. That sounds like I'm about to murder her. Finish off the collage of Jackie. Perhaps there's a better way of phrasing that. Then that would be cool. So if you don't mind bearing with me. And if this doesn't work, well, I'll just have to keep looking for something that will. Yep. Bit hard to get around that curve, inside curve. So go in from the other side. I find there's a way that's natural to cut and a way that isn't. And cutting that way around the curve for me feels very awkward and kick-handed, so it's easier to come in from the other side, even though I can't quite see where I'm cutting up against to whether I'm leaving a border or cutting into the element. Right, so I've got this very fine piece, and I can stretch it a little bit so it sits, because I need to cover that tear, so it needs to sit that way, and I can make it work. Let's do it. I'll have to give it possibly a little bend or something so it lines up properly, but because it's such a narrow piece, it's easier to do. Turn it sideways and get this bit, which is the most important bit, to cover the tear. And the tear does go down a little bit, but the other bit's so hard to see, it doesn't matter. Right, I'm going to trim off a little bit of the top. So she's wearing her pearls under her gold chain. There. Now the tear is hidden. So I hope you can see how that works. That's completely hidden the obvious part of the tear. And I think that looks cool. Cool. Awesome. Right. And while I'm at it, I might as well see whether one of these carrots will work on this. I don't know whether it will, but you don't know until you try. So let's try it. And again, if it doesn't work, well, we'll just consider it done unless something else crops up in my journey through magazines. So this, once I've done this, and whether it works or not, that's going to be the end of the video. I won't put you through any more of my time-consuming search for collage material. But if you've stayed through this far, thank you so much for staying with me. And love to hear any feedback. Even if you just say hi. It's always good to know people are out there. And if you've managed this far and you've liked what you've seen and you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, then I'd love for you to subscribe. The more the merrier. And if you're not interested in subscribing yet, then leave me a thumbs up, comment like I've already said. It'd be awesome. Right, so we've got our wee carrot cut out. So I'm wondering, carrot's bigger than our fairy. Can we fit our carrot in somewhere? Not convinced. Okay, I'm going to leave it for now rather than fiddle with it, because it's not immediately shouting out, yes, that works. So I will put that aside and think of what else I might be able to put up there. Okay, so thanks for joining me on this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and maybe even gave you some ideas or inspired you to do some art style collage yourself. Okay, have a great weekend everybody, and I'll see you on Monday. Bye for now.